the beginning of the season, there's been it's like a 3-letter motto. You guys have had BFS.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Build for state.
Yeah, built for state.
Built for state. Here we are on the doorstep of playoffs for you guys. How have you kept that motto fresh in the hearts and the minds of your players throughout the season?
Well, we've had some ups and downs. You know, you start off the year really good. Starting quarterback goes down in the start of the fourth quarter after he had like 400 total yards, and feeling really good about ourselves offensively, and kind of we're getting about to hit our stride defensively. And then, you know, you go play a Lampasas team that's really good. Has a couple injuries that shuffled their defense around a little bit, kind of had us off kilter, but so we didn't take too much stock in the Lampasas game because we had so much out of place. Kind of caught our stride back again with Giddings and rolling into the next part of the season. And then we won a big game versus Lago Vista to open up the district in overtime. Feel really good about everything. Had a couple injuries, you know, kind of had people thinking, who's our team really about? Yeah. And then once we played Wimberley at home, beat them handily, and felt really good about everything. Going into a bye week, you know, playing a big game against Gerald, and we got a great shot to win the game. It's 29-29 with about 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and we just didn't execute good enough at the last part of that quarter. So again, not putting a whole lot of stock into like us losing to Gerald doesn't mean we're a worse team. Doesn't mean, it just means we didn't execute for good enough in the fourth quarter. So feel really good about being able to compete with anybody in the state as long as we go out there and do what we're supposed to do, and do your job and execute like we know we can, and prepare that way too, and be the team that you want to be day in, day out. That's kind of our deal. And I think we've had some ups and downs. We've had some twists and turns. Got some drama off the field stuff that's kind of throwing everything into a different focus. But I think we're on the right track as far as leading up in the playoffs. Now, this week needs to be just about beating Gonzales, and so that's kind of what we're at.
So you're telling me that life just happens for your guys? It's not everything is possible?
Anything and everything's kind of hit us in the face this year. So we're dealing with it pretty good, and
that's good.
Feel like we're in a good spot.
That's awesome. This is year one. It was kind of the newlywed phase, and you go to the playoffs, right? Year two here. What's been your biggest hurdle of building off the success that you guys had last year?
Well, I don't necessarily know that there's like hurdles, but you know, demanding excellence all the time is somewhat exhausting. You know, I think we have a good core nucleus of kids that we don't ever have to question. You know, like there's certain kids that will just come to work every day, like without a coach saying anything to them, will work super hard, prepare very well, practice hard with great effort, all this stuff. But expecting more last year than they had the couple years before was a new thing, I guess you could say. And we won a playoff game. It was kind of new for them for the past 2 or 3 years. And then this year, being able to build on that and say, like, winning one playoff game is not really the goal. Yeah. Winning all your playoff games is the goal. Yeah. So you have to prepare that way. You have to act that way all the time. Be disciplined enough, play with great effort. All this stuff has to translate every single week that we play. And I think we're on the right track. I think it's happening. Like, the standard is higher, and so the expectations are higher. So that's why it's more disappointing whenever you lose a game that you feel like you should have lost and that type of thing. So I think we're in a good spot as far as our expectations.
It's like season A and season B.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. Playoffs. You've got 2 regular season games left. Going to the playoffs, what grade would you give your Eagles here in year 2?
I mean, it's hard to give a letter grade to them. You know, at times A+, at times, because of our expectations are a little bit better than maybe C-. Yeah. So, but I think we're hitting our stride. If we can go out there and prove that we can beat a Gonzales team, you know, that they're well coached and they do things, they handle the ball on offense and try to control the clock. They do some stuff on defense to, you know, keep you honest. And if we do a good enough job with some of that stuff and prove that we can go do that this week, then we're on the right track of, hey, we've really right the ship from last week and let it go by us. And so it's kind of hard to give a letter grade, but hopefully by the end of this week, we're saying, you know, A-, A, and then heading into A+ once we get in the playoffs.
Be great.
Yeah.
Mentioned the motto earlier, There's another one I've been seeing. It's more of a hashtag that I see, and I also see it on the front of your helmets. SEDNA.
Yep.
Salado Eagles DNA.
That's right.
What does that hashtag or that having Salado Eagles DNA mean?
So we basically explain it to be there's certain characteristics about you that you're born with. You know, we're not talking about speed or jumping ability or strength or stuff like that. Some of that's God-given, you know, or not coached into, or not a decision that you make. So we always say, and this came from my first spring here. We made every athlete in the program vote on what they wanted their core principles to be. So they voted, and I gave them a whole list of a ton of words on the wall and said, hey, what do you want your program to be about? And I gave them a little synopsis by each word, kind of give them an idea of what it meant. And so they picked discipline was the word they got the most votes.
Nice.
And then effort came in second. Okay. And then attitude and accountability. So those 4 principles, we say like, hey, those are 4 things that you get to decide no matter what. You get to decide you have great discipline, great effort, you have a great attitude, and you can hold each other accountable, whether your dog just died the night before, or you're having trouble at home, you just failed a test. No matter what, those 4 things can happen, and you can choose that nothing gets to decide that besides you. So that's why we say it's in our DNA, because it doesn't matter. Like that doesn't mean this kid can run a 4.40, this one can't run under a 5.2, but they both can practice the same amount of discipline, that type of stuff. So that's kind of what we've been trying to preach and allow us to win football games because of that. You know, we want that aspect of our program to get us over the hump versus certain teams. You know, if we can be more disciplined in certain areas of the game, or give greater effort than the guy in front of me, or, you know, walk onto the field with a better attitude than the other team, then we're getting ourselves a chance to win.
Yeah.
So that's kind of our deal.
And all 4 words that they picked are great things to live by off the field as well.
Sure. Yeah. And we want that to carry over to their normal life. You know, once they graduate high school, go into college or go into the workforce, that we want them to, you know, take those 4 characteristics and be great dads and great fathers and great, you know, employees down the road because of the lessons they learn from it.
Fantastic. Sure. From the best of my research, the current Eagles Stadium opened in 1981. 44 years ago. Mm-hmm. Tonight, the varsity team plays their last regular season home game on that turf. What emotions are you guys feeling right now, or has it hit them yet?
I don't know that's necessarily hit them yet. They've talked about it some. Yeah. You know, I think they're ready for something new, but also ready to close the book and close the chapter of that stadium in the right way. You know, I heard this a lot since I've got here was, hey, that was you know, back in 1991, that was a really good 2A football stadium. Yeah. And now in 2025, it's a really good 2A football stadium. I've heard a lot about that. So the new stadium is going to be awesome. But I think there's some nostalgia with the current stadium as far as, you know, the whole struggle of busing those kids over there to practice every day, or not really having a locker room over there. Not having enough bleachers for everybody to come watch a game at. The press box is terrible. All that stuff is almost endearing to some people. Yeah. So I feel like if we put a good stamp on having a great district win, being the last game, that stadium was pretty cool.
They say nostalgia is a heck of a drug. And you look back, you know, 10, 15, 20 years at that stadium. These guys that are playing there for that final game can look back and go, we gave everything that we had back in 2025.
Sure. And that's what I talked about all the time. It's like, man, you're going to want to have good memories to tell your kids and stories to tell later in life, and might as well make good ones.
I know you don't want your team looking this far ahead, especially this time of year with everything that you've got going on, but how excited are you for the new stadium? I mean, you literally can look out your window here. We have it closed right now for us, but you can look out and see it being built and changing every day.
Yeah, it's cool. Awesome to see once you start putting the glass up on the press box, and then when they put the scoreboard up the other day, and just seeing the new field house that we're gonna have new offices and storage space and a new weight room. All that stuff's gonna be great. I think it's just a sign of Salado's growing, and people are gonna have to just understand that there's more people who are gonna live here, and because it's a great place to be.
It is.
And we gotta adapt with the times and have good stuff to provide our kids, you know, and it's really, really good to see the kids being really excited for it too. Because yeah, obviously the people that work here are going to have better lives because there's going to be better internet, or there's going to be better, facilities that they're working in. But it's really about the kids, right? They get to experience high school in a better way because of what they're being provided, and that's what really we want.
You mentioned new weight room. There will be combined more than 5,000 seats, 1,000 with seat backs.
Yeah,
in there. Nearly a 40-foot wide jumbotron.
Yeah,
they're behind the, what would that be, the north end zone.
Yeah.
Brett, you mentioned brand new press box, your office as well, and a place for Gatorade.
Yeah, women's for Gatorade. We got a way better place to store the Gatorade, or tables, or boxes of clothes.
Yeah,
for sure.
This will be the same though as that stadium. You look back, man, you remember when we had just Gatorade stacked in boxes in our room?
Yeah, at some point in time, we're gonna have to say, hey, let's not take this for granted. The new stuff we got, because I was looking at shoe boxes in my office for 2 years. So,
well, including tonight, you have 2 regular season games left. First Gonzales, then Smithville in a week. What do your guys have to do to finish this season strong?
So we just need to take things in stride this week of fitting in where we do personnel-wise with the injuries that we have. Go out there and play harder than they do. Execute everything we've been practicing in practice all week, and go win a big ball game. Because if we win against Gonzales, we have a share of the district championship.
Wow!
Right. So that in itself is a huge accomplishment, right? And then we go beat Smithville, hopefully, and carry some momentum into the playoffs. And that's the biggest thing when it comes to the end of next week, is how much momentum are you taking into the playoffs, and going and competing against teams that finished in the top 4 in their district too. So, and then once you get on a roll in playoffs, then it's all just about momentum and how confident you are, how well do you feel going into the next game, and who can make plays, and how do you tackle them, and stuff like that. So it's this week is all about Gonzales only, to make it to where we're setting ourselves up like we need to. Next week's about momentum, and then every week after that, it's just, man, how much momentum can we carry to the week after? So it's awesome. Feel pretty good about it.
We'll go finish strong on the final game on that field, the final regular season game.
Yeah, we'll do.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, thank you guys.